So this is a new thing that I wanted to talk about. Man, Matt Smith has been cast as a villain in the Star Wars Starfighter. And all I'll say to this is obviously he can play a good villain. You know, he played Doctor Who for a long time, played the Doctor, realistically he can play a villain. He's did the Game of Thrones thing now. I liked him better as a good guy, but I mean, let's face it, all the villains in Star Wars kind of have this look about him. He's got the look. I don't know what look that is, but you know what I'm talking about. Very angular, very made up for this. Honestly, I think it's a great idea. I don't think it's. I don't think he would be bad for the role. I will say though, as Star Wars goes, you know, they're making a lot of right decisions. I know that the audience hasn't really, it feels like anyway, that the audience hasn't come back from the ledge because they've really just been pushing their audience further and further, and most of them have already gone over the cliff, right? Like, they don't want anything to do with Star Wars, and it's understandable, but like, the recent calls and the recent stuff have been pretty good. And um even though we'd have liked to see more Favreau, but you know, I don't know. I think it's a good call to cast him. I don't think he would be bad. I know that he kind of jives with all that stuff that we don't like about Star Wars, though. That political side of it, that political nature of it. So I don't know where this will end up. I mean, you can hire a good actor, but if you're not giving them the tools to succeed, then I don't know what can even happen. And as far as speculation goes, they have been doing some good stuff lately. They've done some bad stuff, but they've also done some really good stuff. I really liked, you know, some of the recent stuff as far as like Skeleton Crew, and I liked that they're bringing back Kenobi, even though most people would just say let it lie, just stop trying to cash in on it. And I didn't quite like Ahsoka though at all, not really. It's kind of dry for me. I don't know. You know, after you see Ahsoka and you see the comics, sorry, graphic novels, what do you want to call them, and then you have the animated stuff. It's very hard to go from that to the Ahsoka that we see in the live action. And I get it's live action. You got to give it some leeway. You know, with animation, you can do anything. Um, Either way, I think he'll be fine, right? I think he'll be fine. He'll be a nice addition. I just hope they don't put him in a situation where he's a villain but not allowed to play the villain. Like, this guy needs to carry somewhat of the movie. Um, like, I don't feel like Kylo Ren did. He didn't really carry the movie in the same way that a lot of villains do in the Star Wars universe. You know, him killing his dad was probably one of the most emotional scenes, but that's only because we cared about Han Solo, right? And unfortunately, I mean, I'm not saying, but here's the thing. I think Adam Driver's a good actor, but I think what he was given to work with wasn't, so that could happen again, is what I'm saying. Um, Either way, we'll see how it goes. Tell me what you think in the comments. I reply to all comments, and I'll see you in the next one.